Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, bit of a turn of events, hey? This is just a quick video to explain my reasons for pulling out of the pro show in November. I didn't go into detail on Instagram. One, because, you know, there were so many reasons to it. There wasn't just one deciding reason. I didn't just go, no, I can't do this and quit. There was so many things, and I needed to just take some time to like get my head around it, I guess. So here I am, sat on my floor as usual. I've pulled out of the November pro show, the WBFF show, which was supposed to be my Bikini pro debut. Yeah, so I'm gutted. I'm really so I'm just gonna go into a couple of the reasons as to why I decided to pull out of the show. The first one was mainly to do with my physical health. So as you guys know, if you followed my journey already, you will know that I started the prep for this show at 16 weeks out. By 13 weeks, we hadn't seen any changes. I'd actually gained weight. By 12 weeks, still nothing. By 8 weeks, I'd actually only lost 1 kilo. I had 7 to lose over the 16 weeks, and over the first 8 weeks of the prep, I'd only lost 1 kilo. By this point, my calories were already on 1200 a day, and my cardio was actually double the amount that it was on my last prep, and I still wasn't losing weight. There's so many reasons as to what we thought. Oh, you know, maybe it's water retention. My body was just not responding. We were dropping calories like, I can't even think of like a sassy metaphor, because it was just shit how quickly we were dropping calories. The fact that on 8 weeks out, I was already on 1200 calories on 6 days a week cardio, 5 days a week strength training. It was just a lot to be so far out. I couldn't see it happening. I would have had to drop my calories sub 1,000 to get there. And for my physical health, the long-term damage that I could possibly do by doing that, I can't put myself through that, you know. There's all sorts of issues that could have come with it, you know. Bone density issues, thyroid problems, hormone levels, fertility problems. Now, I've been on the contraceptive injection for like 3 years, so I don't actually know whether I lost my period through this prep or not, because I just don't have them at all. So when you're on prep and your calories drop below the point that is ideal for your body, the first thing to go usually is the menstrual cycle, which usually is a sign that you're taking it too far, like you need to stop. But because I didn't have that, and I haven't had for years, I didn't actually know what sort of damage I was doing to my body, other than the fact that I felt bloody awful. Every single day, my body felt awful. I felt heavy, bloated, lethargic. I was miserable in my body. I didn't feel good. I started training in t-shirts and jumpers and joggers because I was embarrassed about how my body looked at 8 weeks out. I don't know. The sacrifices I would have had to make to my physical health to get on stage for the long term, just not worth it, unfortunately. Another thing, obviously, that I had to consider was my mental health. But over the past 9 weeks, damn, like, I have never been in such turmoil in my brain, because I knew it wasn't right. Yet there was so much of me that was just too stubborn to give in. And the decision that I've made, I knew I should have made it about at 10 weeks out, 12 weeks out even. I wasn't ready to make that decision yet. I knew I still had some more to give. I knew that if I pulled out at that point, I would have regretted it. I would have known, you know, I could have given more. Oh, what if I'd have just kept pushing? What if? So I didn't give up. I spent 6 days out of 7, maybe 6.5 actually, 6.5 days out of 7 days a week, miserable. I was so sad. Not because I was on prep. I wasn't sad that I was on prep. I was sad because of how everything was making me feel. I started to dread the thought of being on stage. And I knew I wasn't going to get into condition. I knew it wasn't going to happen. And I didn't want to get up on stage and be embarrassed and be uncomfortable and wish I wasn't there, because I would never do it again. I would never get up on stage again if that happened. And I would I've said this to a few people, I would much rather be in the audience, you know, cheering everyone on, cheering Matt on, and wishing I was on the stage, than being up there and wishing I wasn't. And that was a really hard thing to come to terms with, because I knew it just wasn't going to happen, and I didn't want to do this competition and not bring my best. A couple of things that I wanted to discuss a little bit more in detail. I think it's something that girls who are dieting on very, very low calories should be aware of, and should know that if they are experiencing these particular symptoms, it's not ideal. But obviously it's not really something that I wanted to shout from the rooftops. But I basically started to experience what you would describe as premenopausal symptoms. So I was getting insomnia. I wasn't sleeping. I resorted to drinking night nurse before bed to ensure I slept. That ain't good. No, that's not ideal. But if I didn't drink night nurse, I would be awake, tossing and turning until 3 a.m, maybe longer. I would fall asleep eventually, and then I'm up again at 5:30 because I'm in the gym with clients. There were some nights that Matt actually stayed up with me on the sofa whilst I cried myself to exhaustion. It really wasn't good. I also started getting hot flushes. So it would be like just that furnace just turned on inside me, and I would be dripping. No word of a lie. Dripping with sweat. I would get night sweats, so I would be freezing cold in the night, and then boom, dripping. Just get all my clothes off, get me outside. I also started to feel quite anxious. I genuinely started to dread the day. I didn't like feeling like that. I'm such a driven, motivated, happy person, and I always have been. Like, if I set my mind to something, I'd do it, and you know, I'd give it everything I got, but I just lost it for just life in general, and it was a horrible feeling. It really, really was. Now, all of these are symptoms of having low estrogen levels. And obviously in young people, I am not going through the menopause, I know this, but these are obviously all premenopausal symptoms. These are signs of excessive training and extreme dieting, and unfortunately I was doing both. So to get everything tested, hormone levels, thyroid, I've had some blood tests done, so I'm hopefully getting the results of those this week so I can adjust accordingly and make smart decisions. Now, I don't necessarily want this to be a super negative video, but you also have to understand that this was not an easy decision that I came to. I know I shouldn't feel like this, but it does feel like I've given up. It does feel like I've let myself down. I've let people that have supported me down. And I know that's not the case because everyone has said to me, you've made the right decision. You know, we didn't like seeing you so unhappy. But even so, you know, I don't regret pulling out of the show. I know it was the right thing to do for my body long term, for my brain long term. I'm in this for the long haul, so I need to make sure that my body is healthy, that it's functioning, and that my mind is healthy. I don't want to develop a negative mindset towards the fitness industry. I work in this industry. I'm a personal trainer. I am an online coach. I live in this industry. I wasn't willing to sacrifice everything that I love for the one show when there's going to be other shows, and it took me a long time to get this into my head. So my plan, what is my plan? I've got a really red nose now, sorry guys. So my plan moving forwards is to reverse diet myself out of this hole that I am now in. It's been about 10 days, 12 days. Yeah, it's been almost 2 weeks. Let's just make it easy. It's been almost 2 weeks now since I made the decision to pull out of the show. And I will be totally honest with you guys, because I gotta be. I spent a whole week eating like an asshole. Like literally. There's no other way to put it. It was uncontrollable hand to mouth syndrome. Like, it was quite disgusting, but I don't know, I'm not mad at myself, but I also appreciate and I've also accepted that was not good, but it happened and let's move on from it. I obviously intended on starting my reverse diet last week, and I tried, I really tried, but I just wasn't okay. Emotional eating, actually, is what I would describe it as. Emotional eating. Yeah, I was eating my emotions. And I'm not gonna lie though, guys, those M&S shortbread from the bakery section, like, you know, like the fresh bakery section. Damn. So ideally I want to be getting to around 1800 calories as an absolute minimum. And I want to be able to maintain my weight on at least 1800 calories a day. And that is not including meals out. Bearing in mind, like, if I go out for a meal, it's like once a week normally, as Matt is prepping still. So it's going to take me a while to get there anyway. If I could get like 2000 calories plus and be maintaining my weight, then that would be amazing. The reverse diet is hard. The cravings, oh my goodness, because you don't have the date, the end goal. The end goal is just to not get fat, right? But right now, I just want to eat. I just want to eat everything. So to not do that, goodness me, the willpower that it takes to not do that is insane. So last thing In terms of shows, what's my plan? When am I going to do another show? I don't know. It won't be until at least the end of 2019. But I also want to make sure that, as I said, my body is in a good place before I start another prep. I want to make sure that my mind is in a good place. And I want to make sure that when I prep again and when I step on stage for my pro debut, take 2, I absolutely smash it. I have the time now to make some insane improvements to my body. I have the time to gain some serious muscle, especially around my legs, especially my glutes and my shoulders. You know, I've got the time to build my metabolism so that I can diet on like 1,600 calories. That would be the dream, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. But I am coming back to the stage. I'm not quitting. I am postponing. And yeah, I think that's it. Like, if you guys have got any questions, if I haven't covered anything properly, or if you want to find out a little bit more information about anything that I've spoken about, please just, you know, drop me a message. I'll put my Instagram just here. It's gonna be somewhere along this bottom line here. Yeah, just pop me a message and I'll answer some of your questions. So yeah, I just want to end this on a super, super positive note. You know, I am absolutely honoured to be a WBFF pro, or what the WBFF represents is everything that I aim to be. So I cannot wait to go up on stage and be that and do myself proud. I mean, I'm doing myself proud now anyway. I've made a super, super smart decision and I know that. But I know that when I get on stage next time, it'll be right. And I know that I will feel so, so, so much better for it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you all soon.